Let's pretend it never happened. We got Falcons taking on Dignitas. Game 1, 1-0 stage. Who will move into that important 2-0 round one step closer? Welcome to game number 1 by Progressive.
Let's hope RLCS referee number 3 keeps their paws off the pause button.
Don't you do it.
And we can go again. Yeah, it's all serious now. It's all real now. We are diving into this one. And as we were saying, in all serious, Dignitas coming off that 3-1 victory against Complexity. This will be a very different matchup against Falcons because Team Falcons will not let you rest. They've almost scored straight from the off. Could have been 1-0 in less than 8 seconds this time, but they'll keep it at 0-0.
Johnny Boy, the newly named kickoff merchant, would have been happy with that start from Falcons. Really like it. His little close cheat by TRK, almost sniping the net for the first goal. These Falcons to assert their dominance. Joris, though, with a bit of space. What can he do? Ceiling pinch. That's lovely, but should be handled, well, with a relative ease by Kalias, and does so.
Yeah, just an early warning, though, that Joris has got the chops, certainly, to cause some damage to Team Falcons. So, does he again? That little flick from apparently Jack. Tipped it towards him. I'd say in the opening 40 seconds of this one, Dignitas have given themselves a couple of real decent shades at this one. Falcons can't allow too many times where a ball bounces onto Joris' card. Dignitas can't allow that either. It's not going to hit that ping sound too many more times.
Haven't quite seen TRK get online just yet. After the first round, it was certainly a bit of the RLCS show against Team Secret. We'll keep close eyes on him as the MVP of the split for Mina. TRK certainly in form back at home, but can he do it here in Birmingham? Here's Roas space off the backboard. Jack's not there in time. Joris looks to clean up and doing a bit of a tidy start so far from both sides. That's a beautiful redirect from Stizzy. He's online.
Pretty much similar to the play that Joris and apparently Jack got earlier on. With apparently Jack flicking it on towards Joris and Joris nearly getting the redirect. This time it was Joris and Stizzy. They removed Jack from the equation, which is harsh because it wasn't Jack's fault earlier. And it did lead to a goal. Dignitas looking very strong against Team Falcons so far.
Yeah, anytime you see that, I guess, aggression early is a strong sign on land. Gibbs spoke about it. A lot of teams opting to play that defensive style, second man turning into third man often, but that's a massive mistake. Jack doesn't get a great shot from Kalias. Instant response, instant equalizer.
There it is. Kalias looked a little bit awkward in the center. TRK took over, faked the redirect, and there was Kalias, who turned on a sixpence himself and was able to slot that one home. So both teams looking comfortable with their scoring boots on. A minute and a half into this one. I mean, we've seen some thrilling matchups today, especially from MENA teams as well against EU teams. If this could be half as good as Twisted Minds v Vitality earlier, we're in for a treat.
Yeah, as we said, it felt like two raid bosses going back and forth, Zen and now Poe. And, well, there's certainly quality on either side of the pitch right here. I think Dig will be disappointed giving that one up. I know it was a great play though from TRK. Nice fake. He's Joris, he's leaning and he's whipping. Roas open off the bar. No, the post perhaps, but time Stizzy ready. We're seeing some little nervy moments.
I don't know about you, but my own goal sensors were tingling. The trajectories just seem to be lining up for a proper redirect into his own net there from Joris, which is not the Swiss Joris that we've come to expect in recent years. Here he is again, now clearing a path for apparently Jack, who goes to the ceiling, gets his flip play. Lovely play from Jack. It's saved well by Roas. So he's going to keep the attack going, and Dignitas are keeping a lot more pressure against Team Falcons than I must admit I was expecting them to have.
Yeah, low boost for Roas, you can see there, just gets the 50. TRK missing, but not read by Dig. They're out now. Stizzy, 100 boost, doesn't find the challenge. He's back in time. Roas sidewall, met by Stizzy. We've seen a little bit of respite in this one. Joris finding another 50. Roas had no business to stay there, 0 boost, but almost catching Dig out.
Yeah, those backflips can work out because the opponents aren't expecting them at all. But now, his Joris down the right side. Roas missed for a second. He got a late hit on that one. Follows it through himself. Apparently Jack in at the near post, gets the save. End-to-end stuff right now. Both teams having shooting chances. I've got a feeling when we see the scoreboard later on, there'll be plenty of shots for all these players because they're all getting involved. Here's Jack again. Got it to the side there towards TRK. Open things up a bit. I think they're going to be all right. But again, it looks scary for a second. This one's simmering.
Yeah, neither side able to maintain any sort of pressure. As you said, it's been end-to-end, back and forth. As you can see, now it's a beautiful pre-flip touch. He gets one more as well, beats Stizzy. Just Jack last, and Lee's gone for a no-nonsense challenge. This redirect could turn out into Dig's favour. But Roas, beautiful boost timing on the spawn, and he is working that thing down the other end.
Joris goes forward now. I can't believe we've already had 3.5 minutes of this game. It has flown by. The ball is always in movement, always going from one side to the next. As he misses that one, he's certainly one of the players that I've got my eye on for Dignitas. Had a poor open one, and now he's here at his first RLCS LAN. Will that pressure help him? Will it strengthen him, or will it cause him to make one or two more high-profile mistakes? Here he comes forward. This is where he's been excellent so far this season. Apparently Jack up against Ruas. Turns around via some boosts. Got a real chance here to do something with this ball. Wants to go over TRK. TRK got the read. I think the team really keeping the ball right now for my liking, CJ.
Yeah, Falcons low boost though. Dig looking fantastic at the moment. TRK the only man with 100 boosts. He finds the 50. Roas just committing. As Dig might still have a chance. They've certainly had the momentum the past minutes. Can they snipe at the death here in game one? Just 30 seconds. TRK faking. Roas. He's lost possession of the ball. Jory's looking for the 50. Can he find one more? You can see Falcons, they're hesitant to get in there. Dig, not finding the killing blow, but Jory's, that's a beautiful redirect. Trying to keep pressure on. Falcons, I think they want overtime. They need to really reset themselves here.
I mean, I think all of them. I think all 6 players do it. It seems to be very tippy-tappy at the moment rather than keeping control of the ball, in my opinion. I think they've settled for overtime, unless that can change last second. TRK's shot, though, is a little bit weak. Sizzy around the corner. That one's just going to roll. And yeah, next goal wins, and we'll just move on to game 2.
Funny old game 1, as we said, a back and forth. Both sides really grabbing momentum in their respective times. That's a great play. TRK doesn't find anything on target. Won't be getting a shot for that one. Here is Jack, and he just yonks that thing downfield. And he finds a touch. No, going to leave it for Stizzy. You just see both sides there really opting to play the safer option more often than not.
It has been a little bit safe, and I've got a feeling that's because, as the desk mentioned, game 1 much more important to Dignitas. They do not want to lose this one. Just want to grind it through to get themselves on the scoreboard, because once Team Falcons get going, they are absolute nightmare to claim momentum back from them. Look at that touch from TRK as you say the MVP. It's moments of class like that, which is why.
Whoa!
Oh no, he's pre-flipped and then he's gone. He's hit the post though! Somehow!
It didn't even count as a shot. That's how wide it was. That was wide open. Roas was completely caught out in net. He had no business getting anywhere near it and didn't. Dig. Will that cost them here? They're still getting pressure. It feels like a Dignitas game. It's very scrappy. Falcons not able to have this pressure, but that could be the one that got away, Cole.
TRK air dribbles it forward. Ruas tries to clear a path for TRK. Apparently Jack was up early enough to not have to deal with him. Killers just go to the backboard. Nice transition there from Dignitas. This is better from them. Jorez gets the flip reset. He's the one looking most likely to come online, in my opinion, but still can't quite break through Team Falcons' defense.
It's a nice demo. Killers downfield. Can he get a redirect? Jack's there. There is the Great White. Looking to control with 100. Does he fake for Stizzy? He does. Stizzy has looked very aggressive up front. Could be the difference here for Dig. There's the 50 coming through. TRK, no follow-up. Killers gets dusted. Roas with the clear. He's lost possession. Dig certainly in control, but it's one thing to have the momentum against Falcons. It's another to put it in the back of the net.
Jorez has this one early shot. TRK was there for it. Dignitas content to just take as many opportunities as they can to get it towards the Team Falcons goal, hoping eventually they'll break through these defenses, hoping eventually they'll steal enough boost to give themselves a chance for that second shot. And that's what's really been missing from this entire game, the follow-up.
What is happening?
Decision-making, everyone's missing that. Oh my goodness, CJ, what is that?
What is this? It's Jory is completely pressure got to them. They don't need the crowd to feel the heat of a major, and the Falcons will take that game 1 win.
This is where I hope the coaches would have jumped straight in after that first game and said, look, let's start our game right here, right now. TRK causing fakes, Killers coming in. Apparently Jack was almost there, but this could be a counter-attack. Stizzy wave dashing his way towards that ball. Already a better start to game 2. Stizzy to the backboard. Joreus slams it downwards, so apparently Jack can try and get hold of that one. It's a little bit safe from Dignitas. Killers, apparently Jack. Ooh, good challenge there from apparently Jack against Killers. Ruas is going to get that 100 though. Should be able to take this one away. Still searching for that spark.
Yeah, it just feels like neither team's really in their groove, and we have seen that throughout most teams today. It's, you know, we talk about it. Here we go! Here we go! Apparently, Jack, that has gone 160 kilometers an hour, Cole.
How close is that to a record? 160 kph. That's like,
that's moving.
That's a top tier speed goal, right?
That is absolutely humming with a TRK redirect, but Dig will take it. First goal to the good after a really disappointing end to that game 1 overtime. Here is apparently Jack gets one more. Killers Works it out, finds a nice dunk on net. Dizzy has to go with the save. Joris misses the redirect. It could have been anything.
Aside from that shot, though, you can already tell that the pace is higher. This one, lovely drop down there from Team Falcons. It was TRK. Now Joris comes forward, gets another redirect. He is looking the cleanest in this lobby still, if you ask me. He's trying to change that. The reset to the floor, and apparently Jack's already up, almost bypasses him, but apparently Jack gets enough of his opponent to slow him down. And Dig are doing their game again. Dig will be very happy that they are limiting Team Falcons to few opportunities. They're having plenty of time in the blue half. When the chances come, at least in this game, they're taking them. Yeah,
it feels like they're really prohibiting Falcons from playing that offensive pressure, and I can't quite put my finger on it at the moment. It's awkward. Like even this from Joris backwards, the timing is off from Falcons to challenge because Dig are just that step behind, but it is working for them. There's a reset from Rowas, doesn't find the dunk. Joris with the clear, Jack's downfield. Gonna be trouble for Kaliers, lands on the 100 boost. TRK pops it across to Rowas, who's found a nice touch. Does he get the corner redirect? Oh, Kaliers pre-jumped! The Twins nearly peaked. Somehow saved by Dig.
Yeah, that would have got them going. That could have been the spot, but Team Falcons are nearly there. However, Dignitas back on the counter-attack. Apparently Jack in the corner. Killers puts it towards Ruas. Jory is already in the air. Lovely pre-jump from him. He wants to follow this one up. No, instead he waits. Apparently Jack. And it's going to allow Ruas to push this one forward. Good discipline there from Dignitas. They're not forcing themselves upon Team Falcons. They're giving them plenty of space because they back themselves to defend on the back foot. And it really is starting to work for Dignitas.
It just feels very steady from Dig. They're not really forcing anything. They're not trying to play too quick or too slow. They're just playing their own game, and it's working for them so far. See Killer's back corner. He's a long way away from this ball. Jack gets time to work it downfield. Doesn't find the bump, and he was perhaps after, but Stizzy, and you can see Falcons, they want to play quicker and
they want to get on with it. Honestly, they're looking frustrated at how slow this game is, and that is testament to the way Dig play. But here we go, the pace up, and apparently Jack, he got the read, another follow-up. Stizzy gets the save this time. Dig remain impenetrable. Ruas has to conjure something up. Falcons have to be even more creative than they normally are.
Where did Jack come from? He was getting demoed. He popped out at the sidewall. Killers now doesn't get the touch either.
5 shots for Killers already.
They have had so much pressure, but as you said, it is frustrating to play this Dig team. There's the double, this time saved. It's apparently Jack again, as the corner boost is stolen. Falcons just strengthening this chokehold, but the touches are coming in from Dig. They're still managing to hang on.
Surely at some point, Team Falcons will break through, but Dignitas, the pre-jump is good again from Jorias against Ruas. Stizzy, the double tap towards Jorias. They can't make a single error right now, Dignitas. They're going to defend their way to parity in this series. It's going to have to be perfect.
Found boost though, which was at a premium just 15 seconds ago. Here is Roas. Does he find support? He does. TRK popping it across. 3-man pass play. Great catch from Kaliers over one. Jack has to wait. Reset comes through. Jorias has none of that. Clearing it out. Falcons still with one more chance perhaps. TRK beating one, doesn't find the second. Dig hanging on with 45 on the clock.
An absolute masterclass in defensive Rocket League so far from Dignitas. If Falcons can get one, you'd expect them to go on and take this game. But they're yet to do that. 30 seconds left. They're trying to up the pace now. Passable to each other. Up the transition, but it's overly hit. Now apparently Jack has the ball to himself. It's a flip reset, almost gets another. Tries to pitch this one towards Stizzy, but Killers has the ball.
They don't have to overcommit here. Dig just have to hang on 20 seconds. There's nice. The TRK leaving Rowas, but the bump comes through. Dig making all the right choices at the moment. 15 seconds. Dig looking to tie this series up. Make the most of the costly mistake. 10 seconds, throws across. Apparently Jack tries to find the clear. TRK, does he find the infield? Killers is going to wait. Jack's there for the 50. 1 second. Ball needs to get down, and does.
Trying to do the same thing because Dignitas on current form are going to gobble that right up. Game 3. It's 0-0 again, 5 minutes on the clock. Surely Falcons can score this time.
Yeah, I think it's one of those situations where as soon as they find their first goal, the floodgates might just well and truly open. The pressure they've had has been ridiculous. They've created some fantastic solo play opportunities, but as we said, it's just some individual brilliance. Defensively, well, that wasn't exactly brilliant, but Joris will be happy to see the back of that ball. Apparently Jack loses to 50, Stizzy 0 boost. It's again, they're making the most of their positioning, working it out as a team, but is it sustainable here, Cole?
Oh, lovely pre-jump. Killers might make it not sustainable. He goes to the backboard, tries to slam it down.
Did it backwards.
It's just gone backwards behind him at the last second. The string is pulled away.
Surely.
Oh, Joria saves this time.
Surely.
Didn't shoot. Stizzy saves this time. Dignitas still can't be beaten. A demo now, and Digger on the counter.
It's a triple Scott Sterling performance from Dig here.
They're beating a bloody.
I don't know how they concussed, surely. Just copping it on the noggin time and time again.
A tactical knockout must be incoming the way this is going, but still Dig.
Insane.
9 count is up, but now they're up. Still surviving. It's still 0-0, but there's a miss.
There we go.
Killers, he's going to score! They've done it. Finally it happens. Dig, over to you.
And it just took a completely open net to get the job done. Joria 0 boost. Dizzy rotating back. Hit 100, but got removed from the pitch. Falcons, I think they can just breathe a little.
Yes.
They found that all-important goal. I mean, rarely do you keep a clean sheet against one of the most aggressive, most offensive teams in the world. And they went 5 minutes without scoring.
Yeah, pretty impressive there from Dignitas, but well done, Falcons. Finally, it's happened. Now, can Dignitas come straight back and frustrate them again? What we saw there, that mistake from Joris, was a great example of why defensive Rocket League very rarely works, because it is so exhausting. It is more tiring to defend than to attack. There's no flow, there's no instinct. And that's what Dignitas have been trying to deal with. Potentially, the mistake was inevitable, but they've got some decent players of their own. Can they come right back to the other side and score for themselves?
Jorius to Stizzy. They've really worked the ball. I will say the teamwork from Dig, certainly, well, defensively, what we've witnessed has been impressive. Looking like they're on the same page. Big miss from Stizzy. Jorius there to help out. As the boost is all in Falcons' favour at the moment. Roas, a bit of respite, throws it straight at Jack. TRK drops it down. Stizzy with a shot on that bump. Could help. Follow up Stizzy. They don't need 15 shots like Falcons. They only need one opportunity to strike.
Ruthless efficiency from the teen in yellow, and Stizzy gets that follow-up after it hit the crossbar. And Falcons are going to have to go right back down to the drawing board and start all over again. Dignitas somewhat have the bit between their teeth. Stizzy's going to get this ball, you know. He's got control of it up at Ruas. Look at the pace that he shows to get there to charge him down.
Oh, it's a nice catch from Jack. He's got a reset too. Pop over the top. Regulation save for Ruas, but only one of the Falcons boys will be able to scoop up that 100. He has a reset, uses it, beats one to the ball. Ruas throws it on net, and he's got an open net too. That was the last man. We weren't too sure. They find the lead once again.
Yeah, let's see what happened here. Jorius, oh, he just bounced away, and apparently Jack lost that ball to Killers after he showed a bit of improvisation to get that reset from the floor. And again, Falcons have a tenuous lead, so we'll see if Dignitas are able to come right back and claw it back again.
It's important for Falcons to not overthink this one, as we saw in the previous game. 15 shots to 3. You're winning those games more often than not. So they haven't changed it up. They're just stuck to their guns. It's worked out here. They found the lead back. Is Dizzy almost finding some magic. You feel like if that's Zen, I mentioned it to Johnny Boy, there's something about Zen when he's got 0 boost, he can still launch himself towards the ball. I don't know how it works. Stizzy that time couldn't find the touch. Apparently Jack with a 50, TRK backing off with 0, as does Roas, but still forces the ball back to that man TRK. Falcons to wrestle back control. They'll be happy with how this one's gone compared to the previous.
Yeah, Digger's certainly playing a bit more with the man in front of the ball now, trying to be more aggressive, trying to get some bumps of their own, which of course can be exactly what Team Falcons want. It probably is, as that pre-flip there is almost met by the Dignitas player Joris. As he goes around it, upping the pace continually. Apparently Jack to the ceiling as Joris in the center. Killers is charged down by apparently Jack, but Ruas is there waiting, and Team Falcons now showing their own game management. They're doing well, not to fall into the trap, as you say, of overcommitting for everything to try and kill this one here.
Yeah, you just saw TRK then. He left the ball, grabbed Dignitas' corner boost. And this could work out for a goal down the other end, because now they are low here. There's the shot off the crossbar. Stizzy able to let that one go down to apparently Jack, who fakes it for Stizzy. This time Falcons ready, huge dunk coming through. No one in net for Dignitas. Here is TRK. Jory's back in time. Then in it down the other end though with a minute left.
Well, apparently Jackie just tries to go for the early shot. I think that one might be going all the way in. It is as well. It is. Team Falcons have overcommitted, and it is 2-2.
There it is. Did they need to push that hard? Had the goal, had the lead with a minute left, and they've overcommitted in offense. Bit off more than they could chew. And Dig, through apparently Jack, finds that opening. They do not need to hit as many shots as this Falcons lineup. They just need to be clinical and strike when the time is right. There's another bump coming through from apparently Jack, almost Surely Dig can't pinch this one.
I mean, TRK had to help out Ruas there. I don't think that was the plan. I think that Ruas was beaten. TRK was back there to help, and here comes Jorius, a man capable of conjuring a goal out of nothing. Sees himself up there and races TRK. Stizzy wants to get this one back from the reverse angle, and a lovely fake from apparently Jack. Tries to do the same to Ruas.
Great pass.
Starting to play. Good pass. That could be it. No, it's in the crossbar. Is anybody following up? No! Ruas clears.
Oh, that was it. They could have stolen it. Maybe they still will. Stizzy can't reach that one. Was covered partially by Falcons. 15 seconds. Dig about all the momentum. And Falcons have found a way out. Stizzy with the clear. Apparently Jack gonna let Ruas have this. He's missed the ball. Apparently Jack pinching across TRK with the clear.
Oh,
Stizzy,
no.
get in there. Ruas!
Oh! Team Falcons ride the wave. They had a sense that at some point Dig would overextend, and that's what happened. And who else but Ruas in that situation to sweep up?
Dig just wanted to strike. They wanted to end that in regulation, and they have fully overcommitted for the goal. TRK with 100 boosts just needs to find the ground. Fakes one, and apparently Jack cannot keep it up. Save. They're almost pinching. Well, they pinched one game, nearly stole that third. But here we go, game number 4. Let's see if Falcons can close out or Dig force champ field.
I'd love to see Dig fly out the blocks here. All-out attack, 15 shots, peppering the Team Falcons goal line. Because I reckon it would take Falcons a good 30-40 seconds to figure out what's going on there. And by that time, Dig will at least grab themselves a lead. We'll see if they do go with that or if they continue to stick to very much was their game plan. Straight the Falcons, but it is them who have the early chance. And Last challenges that one. It's going to fall down to apparently Jack. He needs to get over Killers here. Does do so, but TRK's back.
TRK launches it straight back to that man, and he's going to wait, but Stizzy ready in time. Popping up now. Free catch for Jack. That's a beautiful first touch into the reset, but Ruas says, I'll be having that one. He's still got a flip on it. Uses it. Jorius had every single part of that covered.
Yeah, nearly the rarely seen pancake shot where you flip reset it against the wall, sort of smush yourself there, and then reset when the ball starts to fall. Didn't quite come off. It was well saved by Jorius. Killers to the ceiling. Wants to get the double tap, can't quite do it. Here comes Ruas. Could be 1-0. Early goal for Falcons. Could make this too far for Dignitas to come back.
Love the team defense, though, from Dig. Even there, Jorius just popping it into the corner. Apparently, Jack ready to follow up. Look at a chance. Stizzy low 50. Jorius doesn't find a corner boost, so he's out. You can see that space for Ruas to work with. He tries to find Killers, but Jorius has found a moment. He's found an opening, and he has ripped that thing top bins.
Well played, Jorius. Lovely. Bit of interplay here. Good catch, and then following it up. Just keeps an eye on his opponents, threads that needle, picks his spot, and Dignitas do have their lead.
Yeah, it was just a beautiful catch from Jorius. As soon as he saw Ruas hop onto that sidewall, he knew he had space on the ground, took the dribble, executed the flick perfectly. Here is Ruas, and Falcons answer back. Dig, as we said, have really frustrated this Falcons team who, well, was a complete sweep in the predictions on the desk, and I think a complete sweep for the entire talent team. Right now, Dig want to really prove that we're all pretty silly.
Yeah, they certainly will do. They certainly will do if they can win this one. But Team Falcons looked all right so far in this game 4. They've had more chances despite not scoring the goal. TRK could have a decent opportunity here depending on his pace, but he's beaten to the ball even though he got the demo. Stizzy goes for the backboard. Killers has respawned.
Great catch.
So now can send it forwards, keeps control of the ball himself. Does he have the reset at the end? Not quite on this occasion, but it falls to Ruas. Decent player for the ball to fall for. Wants to get that next touch off the backboard. TRK almost threads it home. He's nearly able to. So Team Falcons certainly finding each other better than they were earlier on in this series. They are still dictating the pace.
Yeah, they're certainly not overcommitting too much here, but quickly Dig can, you know, you're looking up and oh my goodness, there's 30 seconds left, we're down a goal. That's kind of the play that Dig going for right now. Just ice out the clock. Ruas off the roof, gets bumped by Jorius. Killers is underneath. Get with the first touch. Oh, there's so many bumps coming through, but Dig able to cover that one off with a double commit. There's Jack. He's found himself very awkward. He tried to turn into a bump. Stizzy, though, able to read it. And that's what I've seen from Dig. It's been messy, but they're on the same page. It's organised chaos from this Dig defense.
For sure, and they're following each other up as well. And if there are any errors, they're just getting on with it, supporting their teammates. Here comes Stizzy. TRK's up above him. They'll want to force that onto the backboard. Jorius leaves it. Apparently Jack's there, hits the post again. Is anybody following up? It's going to be Stizzy. It's going to be too late, though, for this particular attack. Jorius wants that boost to spawn. Spawn's a split second too late for him. Stizzy's able to keep the attack going, though.
Yeah, that's twice now. Jack's shot has almost, he's tried to make it too perfect.
Yeah.
He's just missing that bottom corner. Could have been 2-0. Could have certainly been heading to a game 5 off that. Here is Roas, nice catch, early flick. Jack there, doesn't find the bump. With TRK sideball, Stizzy getting bumped. What a shot from TRK! He had a tiny window to get through and he snuck it home.
Well done, TRK. Yeah, not too much of the backboard there. Wasn't covered by Stizzy that he could still shoot from at the angle. That was about the only spot he could go for, and he got it. Sniped that one top corner, despite the goalkeeper being there as well. So a lot of work that TRK had there. And of course, he made it look very, very simple. But here comes Stizzy, though, from the kickoff. It's blocked well.
It was a nice back corner from Dignitas, but Falcons able to read that one. Jorius loses the 50. Roas is going to sit downfield. Now he gets out. Killers is right there off the ceiling to himself. Apparently Jack pre-jumping with a reset. Look at the pace from Stizzy. Can he find one more? It's on net, perhaps, but TRK smothers it. Goes low. Jorius just doesn't care. He doesn't have any. Oh, goodness me.
That was so risky from Jorius. If that goes past him, it might trickle all the way into his own net. If he gets the perfect 50, he scores. It was very much.
He wasn't thinking about that. He was just going straight at the ball. Hard committing third man. I love it. 50 seconds left. Killers going to leave this one for TRK. Scoops up the mid boost. Apparently Jack off the side wall. TRK redirecting. Jorius 0 boost. Says Stizzy, please have it. I'm going back corner.
TRK can only get this one as far as apparently Jack, though. Apparently Jack, great shipping. He's got that read well. There's a shot there. It's going in. Roas has to make a save. Jorius into the corner. Dignitas again ending the game on the front foot, realizing this is their time to attack. Last time it backfired. What happens this time?
Well, Stizzy's overcommitted, but he has left it. Jorius was ready for the fake. Off the ceiling now. Doesn't get the touch. Roas with 100 boost. Can he create a solo play? Stizzy backing off. Will Falcons steal another game in the final 10 seconds? Killers goes to the reset. Jorius pops it up to himself. Double commit. See the panic from Dig. They certainly want this overtime. Falcons, perhaps a last chance for apparently Jack. Stizzy, does he want it up? Does he want it down? It's a 50 on net. And Jorius is with a lower boost than he'd like. Fake out, Roas, Stizzy, double commit. Killers, ball still up here.
Now suddenly it's a chance for apparently Jack. No, it's not. Instead, it's TRK in towards the zone in front of the Dignitas net. But it is going to be another overtime. Falcons win this. It's all over.
It could have been it. Stizzy backflipped in net. Off the kickoff, Roas throws it on. Jorius, 100 boost. Doesn't keep control of it, but he finds Stizzy. TRK jumps. Roas has it. You can see the panic from both sides. Not on the same page. TRK clears the ball downfield. Low boost.
Yeah, Jorius had no momentum there, though. The angle was against him, so his clearance was weak. Works out, though, because apparently Jack has this ball. Stizzy's beneath him. Stizzy's hoping it will fall from TRK, but TRK will provide no such luck. Team Falcons starting the overtime in the ascendancy, and 30 seconds in. Roas is down the side. Here he is now. He arrives a bit late, but he wasn't there for the shot.
Yeah, Dig had that well and truly covered. That's a nice touch, though, to unleash TRK downfield. Stizzy finds the 50 that he needs, beats one, gets demo. Killers with a shot. Apparently Jack has been huge defensively, but he needs to go again. The fake comes through. Roas downfield, redirected. This time it's Jorius. Can they keep it up? Oh, Jorius! No! Falcons in 4, move to 2-0.
Dignitas made it almost impossible, but somehow still Team Falcons found a way, even at the end there. Jorius inches away from the double save, but goal line technology was against him, and Falcons take the series of a